Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. And I know I need to do a pump related video again because I've been having trouble with that, but just so I don't lose my insanity too soon, I've decided to take my aggression out on another problem, which is an MOT fail for this ZX, and I may as well fix it now to give myself something else to do rather than just losing my stress too much over having to pull the pump back off again. So I am going to pull the pump back off in the next off camera, sorry, but in this video we're going to work out why the handbrake light isn't working. I've started doing some work, but I'll show you what I've done so far. So guys, inside the car we have the clocks, and if I put the key on for you, you'll see there's a battery symbol there. If I turn to the next one, everything else lights up, but the handbrake one should be there if I'm not mistaken. And we've got the glow plug light come on and go off, but that's not a problem because the glow plugs ain't even connected. But yeah, so the handbrake light should come up there. And just so you know, the handbrake is on. Oh, don't mind that, that's my radio saying the screen's still on. My handbrake is on, and I have had this apart already and tested this switch and made sure there's all clearness for the ground there. I've also got the plug disconnected from the brake fluid reservoir, and I've just literally tapped a wire. It literally just goes in from one side to the other. Tapped a wire into there, checked on, back probed it to make sure that this wire is doing what I'm asking it to do and bypassing the circuit, because the handbrake light is also a warning light for the brake fluid. So by doing that, that should have put the light on, but as you see on the key ignition, it wasn't doing anything. And so I'm thinking, hopefully, fingers crossed, the bulb has gone in the clocks, change that out and get that sorted, and then lovely jubbly it'll work again. But let's just take you back inside the car. So just on the top here guys, there would be a cover, which is this particular piece here, and that would go that way up. And you've got 4 points there which you get from underneath, which has 4 T20 screws in it from underneath the steering wheel, and they are literally just in this cover. You don't need to remove this cover, just leave it wobbling about loose, doesn't matter if it comes off or not. I did pop that cover out, didn't need to, but I don't know why, I think yeah. And then on the aspect of the clock surround, we have 2 plugs here, 2 plugs here, and these do the front and reverse fog lights. On that side, the blue and the yellow do those. And on the left hand side, we've got the hazard warning lights, and on this particular one, I've got a heated rear window. Doesn't seem to work very well, but it's there. Now the aspect of removing this from here, once you've got that cover off that I said about that sits just on the top of the steering wheel, you will get access to that screw hole there and that screw hole there, and up inside the panel there's a screw hole there and a screw hole there, and again that's T20 Torx screws, so that's easy enough. Those top ones will go through the bracket on the clocks, so you'll see there goes through the bracket of the clock, so the top holds the top ones, and then you do have another screw down the bottom here, and finally another screw down the bottom here. That's T20 Torx as well, and then that should literally just pull forward and pull out. You'll have to wiggle it a bit just to get it out, but that is literally going to come out, and then I'll be able to get thingy. So guys, that's pretty much as far as you will get it, because there is very restrictive space with the wiring. But you can see all these plugs at the top here, they are colour coded and size coordinated with the wires going to correspond, so literally you can't get that wrong. One socket will only go back in its designated location because the size is different for every single plug. But I can't show you behind just yet because that's literally all I've got as far as space is concerned. I need to pull these out, and they will literally just pull off, he says. But they will literally just pull off. I just need 2 hands, one to hold it, and there we are, look, just like that. but it's easier with two hands, so I'll put the camera back down and then I'll actually get the clock out and show you a bit more detailed. So as you can see, I've got it out now. I've just got to work out, it's be one of these ones down the bottom here, that'll be the handbrake one. Got to work out which bulb it is, and I think the easiest way to, because these are very temperamental, and I've already tried probing them with the tester, but because they're plastic coated circuit boards, it's hard to detect whether it's a good reading or a false reading that I'm getting, because I'm not getting much feedback from it. So I've decided to actually go down the route of taking the front cover off with these black clips. At least that way then I can get access to seeing what bulb is what, and just kind of literally flip it over and work on it from this side. So here you can see I've got the cover off, and this doesn't need to be done. It's just because I wanted to work out where the bulbs were and double check everything. So I've carefully peeled back this black lining and worked out that my handbrake light is literally smack in the middle there. Should have realised that, I should have remembered, but it's been over a year since I drove this car last, and I haven't even seen my white one for about the same amount of time. So so basically if we flip that over now, that will be basically that one just there. So let's get that out and test that. And it ain't going to focus. Here we are. So visually, up close and personal, it looks to be okay, but we'll see. So guys, the handbrake bulb is literally just there. We have taken the bulb out already, just in the middle, and we've got my tester literally sitting just there, and I will use 2 prongs to put on either side. So literally there's a silver prong either side of that. So I need to put the tester on each one of them silver prongs just to see if this bulb works. And just so you know the tester works, put the points of the tester together, it beeps and it zeroes out. So let's just see if this actually will test and work on here. So right, so the prongs are on there nice and firm, and we're getting nothing. I have off camera already rummaged through my bits and pieces and tested this off camera. I have acquired out of my box of random assortment cluster bulbs, and this is being tested as a working bulb, but just to show you for now, there's that. That works fine. I would not be able to tell you what bulb this is, what sort of fitment it is or anything, because I have no clue. Whenever I get any old bits that I don't, whenever I get any old bits and pieces that I don't actually need anymore, or I come across like a scrapyard or whatever or anything like that, and there's some little bulbs in there, I always pinch the bulbs out of it before I dispose of the part I no longer needed. I think this might have come out of a Vauxhall cluster at some point. I could be wrong, but it looks to be the same. Yeah, it just happens to be one of my spare bits and pieces. So that is now a working bulb. I'll put this in, and that'll go in the middle just there. So that is now that bulb working. I'm going to go through off camera and just test all the other ones, because it's a no-brainer just to make sure everything else is working. Eagle-eye viewers will notice there's some bulbs missing, but there's features on these clocks that this car doesn't have. So yeah, that'll be that. But like I say, I'm going to test the rest of the bulbs off camera, put it all back together, and then we'll get it back in the car and see if it works. So I've literally just placed it in there for now with the wires, just in case I had any problems. If I put the ignition on you now, you'll see the battery light just there, and just to one side of it you should see the handbrake light come on. and the glow plug light is on as well. That's working fine. All my dials have come back to life with the power feed. Still got indicators. I don't know where you can see it, but still got, yeah, you can see it there because I didn't switch it on. I've still got the low beam, and I've still got the high beam ones as well. So that's that. So basically my handbrake light is on, but if I press this and hold that down, you have to trust me that I'm holding it down. So the handbrake is off now as far as the car's concerned. The light stays on. But hold on a minute, didn't we do something in the engine bay? Let's show you that. So let's get rid of my bypass wire, because that would be the reason why it is staying on, and plug that in properly to where it should go. So now that will only get bypassed if the fluid in here goes too low. The fluid in here isn't too low because I've done the brakes already, as you would have seen in one of my previous videos. So that is now all connected up. Let's see what the handbrake light does now. Oh wait, it's still on. I've done that in the engine bay. Oh, what could it be, I wonder? Oh, the handbrake is still on. Maybe that might be why the handbrake light is on. Let's just press the button to turn the handbrake off, because I'm not going to be able to take the handbrake off, otherwise my car will roll back a bit, and I don't want to risk that. So I'm going to leave my handbrake on, just press the button now, and you'll see it goes off. So, handbrake off, handbrake on. That's working fine. Lovely. I'm glad it was just a bulb and nothing wiring related, because that would have probably made me not be a happy bunny, because finally something goes well for me. So guys, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the content. I'm going to end the video here because I've kind of showed you how to take it all apart, and putting it back together is just a reversal of taking it apart. I've had to do this because leaning over the engine bay and doing all engine related stuff has become quite tiring, and I've decided I needed to do, for moral aspects, I needed to do something different, and this is just another job that needed to be done before I get it MOT'd, because it would have failed the MOT. So if you have any comments or questions, drop us a comment down below. I'll quite happily answer any questions you have or take any advice, because all the advice is welcomed. If anyone notices any Russian comments or me replying back in Russian, that is because I use Google Translate to, I don't know how to speak anything other than English, but I use Google Translate to reply to a chap in Belarus. I think that's how I think I've pronounced it right. But the only thing I will say about that is I will try and comment back as soon as I can to everyone. But when it comes to using Google Translate, I have to use my PC. So responses to anything other than English will take a little bit longer for me to reply to, unless I just happen to get the comment whilst I'm on my PC. I like to try and reply as soon as I can, basically. And on another subject of comments and questions, I would like to give a massive shout out to a chap called Wayne. He's got a Citroen ZX Estate. He's also got a couple of my YouTube stickers. He asked me if he could have a couple, and I sent them out to him, and he has returned a nice lovely email, which reminds me I've got to reply to his email at the time of recording this, but he sent a nice lovely email, and thank you for your support, and thank you to everyone else for the support as well. But I haven't asked for permission as to whether I can put his car in an image and insert it in here, so I will be blurring the registration, but I will also put his picture of his car in, so you can see that, yeah, it's my way of saying thank you for, like, kind of yeah, so my way of saying thank you, basically. But anyway, I will say bye for now, guys. Take care, and just before I do go, I'll have another video up in this corner, and I will have my subscribe icon down in this corner. Please consider subscribing. Take care, guys. Bye for now.